So my name's Jorel Decker. I'm also known as J-Dog. I'm in a band called Hollywood Undead. I started growing cannabis 10 years ago, about 2013, because at the time, I wasn't making any money during music and times were tough, and a lot of my friends were trappers, and I had nothing. I sold my car and, bought a tent and for the space in the garage. I started growing, and I fell in love with the process, and I kept upgrading. The tent went to a garage, the garage went to a warehouse, and I was trapping for a long time, and then I decided to cross over to the legal market because my music career was taking off, and I didn't want to go to prison and ruin my music career. Like, I was driving around, a box, 100 pounds of weed, and I was like, dude, if I get pulled over, I can never go to Europe again, or I can't go to Europe for 10 years. My band's blowing up in Europe. I was faced with this decision, even 1 pound of weed. If I get pulled over 1 pound of weed, it's going to ruin my music career. So I was forced. I did it for years and years anyways, even though it wasn't the smartest idea. I was forced with that decision of choosing between, cannabis, because it was so illegal at the time. And I loved it so much that I never stopped, even though it was detrimental because, the justice system's not the best.
I'm Richard, Ramshead Cannabis. Also, too, kind of same thing with Jorel. I've known him for years now. Started growing with him in Oklahoma. Cannabis is a weird thing. When I was younger, I got trials of dirt. As an adult, did a lot of time in prison, got out. It's definitely something to give you back, to start from scratch. I think everybody has a chance when you're not locked up. If you do, this gives everybody kind of motivation of when you do get out of prison. There's everything to do out there. So cannabis is one thing I fell in love with whenever I met Jorel. Also, too, the building behind it, the growing behind it, everything else that comes with it. It's been amazing so far.
So why do you guys come to conventions like MJBiz Con? What is it that brings you to places like this, and why? And why MJBiz specifically?
So us coming to MJBiz Con, I used to be against stuff like this, anti-establishment, because just the way I was raised and the way friends I grew up with and trapping, I was like, that stuff's corny. I don't do that stuff. And my first time was last year. And, just like anything in life, if you're going to advance in your career, if you're going to advance in any subject, it comes with growth. And it's part of the growth. Now you're seeing more trappers here, networking. It's cannabis is now a force to be reckoned with. So it's if you want to run a legal company, it's you have to participate in things like this. And if I get to make people 40 ton that are actually stand for something that I believe, this is where you meet people like that at.
Actually, to your point, we struggle with having to what they call sell out, right? Because you got to work with mainstream, and it's not selling out. I think it's selling out when you get bought and then they control the narrative and they control the creative. If they're an investor and you go into a joint deal with these people, you control the terms, and we control the terms because they got the money and the engineering. We got the engineering, but we got the culture. Right? And you know what I mean? And so all the time that you did and all of them in those bunks, and whether you were or weren't in solitary confinement, the fights, the bullshit, the politics, the dumb shit, or when you're grinding your business and, dealing with this person not paying you, or all the bullshit, you already went through all that shit. And so you guys, Ramshead, us, everybody, we bring that grit to the business world along with the culture. And it's if you guys want to make money, then put us on, because we'll make it together and we'll give back. And when we're off, we hang out with our kids and we optimize our children and our families, and we have good values, and we want to work with folks, and we don't want to be at the club every day. We're just there because we got a network. We want to be on the water or whatever your thing is with our children, building them up and helping their careers. So anyways, I didn't mean to get long-winded on that, but it resonated with what you said, man. Do you guys believe that nobody should be in prison for cannabis? And if you do, are you guys doing any work in the social justice era, impact, equity? And if you're not, would you like to?
So as of right now, I don't think people should be in prison for cannabis at all. I just got off tour, and the tour bus got TVs rolling all the time. People are watching TV, and there's a TV show of a police officer pulling someone over and pulling weed out of the dude's pocket. It was cops or some show, and I'm he's this is illegal, right? Is this, you got your medical card on? He's I cannot believe that police are still busting people for cannabis, even just giving you a hard time. if you're driving around like stoned out of your mind, I don't think you should be doing that either. But like if it's in your pocket and you're not like, you know, blitzed, I don't think that's a problem. So it's a fine line. I don't like, you know, I don't think anyone should be like treated as if they're violent criminals. You know what I mean? I've had family members do 8 years over a quarter pounds of cannabis, and it's so extreme, and you're putting someone in a system that's going to change them for the worse. You know, and someone getting busted for growing a plant that the plant, like the repercussions of the plant is you eat too much food and you watch too much TV. You know, it's like you're not going home and beating your wife and doing none of that. So acting like they're violent criminals. Of course, there's violence around cannabis. There's violence around anything with money. You know, we're not talking about heart disease. That's, you know, that's killing more people than anything is. But like, there's so much focus on cannabis that it still blows my mind that we haven't figured that out yet. And as of now, we're not doing like social work, but I just met you guys, 40 ton for the first time. The market's so saturated and messed up right now that like we're treading water trying to just stay afloat. It's like we're not in a position to help because, you know, the powers that be are taxing us up the ass. It's like I can't even give back because I don't have anything to give because everyone's taking right now. So that's the problem. It's like once things level out and maybe the government like stops, you know, putting their hands in our pockets, I can help more, you know.
I'm kind of the same way. We can sit here and talk all day about it, but I don't believe cannabis anywhere should be go to jail, go to prison. I have many of close friends that have died from opiates, pills, overdose, that the doctors just hand out. How many people have you heard of dying or this happening on cannabis? Nobody. I've heard more lives being saved from cannabis than anything. So opiates, we've all tried it from surgeries. Yeah, it might save a little girl's life, but she's going to be fucked up the rest of her life from the opiates. There's cannabis out there now saving children, saving cancer, helping older people live longer, and it's cannabis. But the sad truth about it, they're going to cancel your insurance or send you to prison because you have it. Why? Because I want to save your life? I think it's bullshit. So what us trying to be with 40 tons, yeah, we might not have a lot of money right now to help with it, but we can talk about it. We can share this in our state of Oklahoma because everybody believes that. I think it's nice. And for you standing up, sticking your neck out there for this is perfect. I mean, everybody needs to hear this.
Love, man. Thank you, man. And you know what I always say too, man, because it's not about money, because when you're in a business like this, you have to beg and bite and crawl and do all what the fuck you do, right? So imagine when you're doing that stuff and it's the business side plus the culture side plus getting fucked side plus the tax side plus the compliance side plus all these things. Uncle Sam's in every fucking part of your pockets. He's not just in one, he's in all four. You got employees that you got to deal with, that 90% of them are good, but the 10% that are bad cost you the profit on what it, you know, it's just all these things. W-2, not getting robbed. I mean, just all these things. And so I always say this, it starts with just sign a postcard though. You got time to do that, right? Because it ain't about the money. You right. And you know what? People like you guys need investors and donors to do the stuff like you guys are trying to do, because you guys get it. And when you do get there, you'll take care of it. But before that, sign a petition that takes 2 seconds. Write a letter that takes 2 seconds. On your own social media page, just saying the words, no one should be in prison for cannabis, and copy MJBiz Con. And then the other people, just so that we could get it out there so people see, right? Little things like that. And so when it comes to us, any windows we could wipe, any floors we could clean, any toilets we can scrub, pause, we'll do it with you guys and earn our keep. And then, but just know you got good executives doing that, you know, like let's run, you know, and vice versa. So we only do interviews with people we like, we respect, or get referred to us, and then we also only work with those types of people. And if it's a big corporate company that there's nothing you could do about, we control 100% of the narrative, right? You know what I mean? And so and we're, you know, the brands love working with us. I'm in Oklahoma now. You move out there? I'm thinking about moving to Tulsa.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So original. Yeah, I'm from Hollywood. Yeah, I'm from Hollywood. I literally grew up on Franklin and Highland. Yeah.
When did you go to Hollywood High?
No, I didn't go to high school. I was there every day, like skateboarding though. Best
high school skateboarding?
Literally didn't go to high school, but I spent every day at Hollywood High.
You got your bones in skateboarding unless you skated Hollywood High.
Yeah, like before it was famous, I grew up like skating there, but like.
Yeah.
But I moved to North Hollywood because I bought a house there, and I just sold it like literally like 1 year ago. Yeah.
That's where I live.
Yeah, I lived on Victory and Woodman, like,
I know one in Laurel Canyon.
yeah.
Small world.
Yeah, I saw like the tattoos, LA, the 818 and all that stuff. But I moved to Oklahoma because cannabis in California was too corrupt. I tried to go legal, and I got shook down by the powers that be. It was too corrupt, and I was just bleeding money. That like they want $40,000 for a fire inspection when the factory next door is 500. I was just getting like robbed left and right, and I was like, F legal cannabis in California. And like you said, people are like, oh no, you sold out. Like, nah, dude, I haven't made money like in 4 years in legal cannabis. If I was still trapping, I would have made a ton of money by now. I did not sell out. I did the opposite. I'm like grinding and hustling, trying to build something, and I'm doing it at my own pace. Like when Interscope told me with my music, you need to take out the cuss words, you need to change your music, and then we'll release your album. Like I said no. My band said no. They shelved us for 2 years, and I thought my music career was over. Finally, they're like, all right, let's put this out, and then it blew up. So it's like I'm not scared to say no, like, and go just be normal and do my thing. It's like you can't buy me with money. If you handed me $10 million, nothing's gonna change. I bought this watch today for $75. I'm gonna go. You handed me $10 million, I'm gonna go buy a $75 watch. You can't buy, and I want to be one of the people in the cannabis industry, the legal one, that says F you to the people that, these corporate dudes that are just like ruining it. You know what I mean? The industry needs people like us to call the shots, you know what I mean? To show the people under us and the black market dudes it's okay to come here and be yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, most of my friends are still black market dudes, and I salute them. It's like, I pray that they do it forever and don't, go to the legal side, because I don't ever want the black market to go away personally. That's how I feel. It's like that's how they feed their families. These are good dudes with kids, and like they just need to be left alone, you know what I mean? Because the corporate guy selling pesticide cannabis is not my friend. So that, that's basically it. It's like it's going to take a while for legal cannabis to even out, but personally the way I feel is like there needs to be dudes like us like leading the way and showing people like you can have a big brand and still like, keep it 100 with yourself. Like you don't have to sell out basically.
Man, I'm pretty sure you feel the same sentiment as well as all that, man. I like to say you didn't sell out. We sold out, meaning we sold all of our shit and are trying to grind, and we don't got nothing because we're being taxed and compliance, and like we sold out of our shit, and we're grinding. We're living paycheck to paycheck, even though we may make $100,000 a month. But it's costing you $100,000 a month, or whatever that scale is to whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we didn't sell out. We just sold, out. You know what I mean? So, anyways, it's all love. I really appreciate you talking all this stuff, man, and really speaking about it. We want to amplify your messages as well. We could start there. If there's ever an opportunity for a collab, we could figure out what the unit economics are. You know what I mean? If it costs us $5 a unit, we need to buy 100 units. That's $500 cost. I got $250. You know what I mean? And our machine, you got $250 in your machine. Let's run it up. You know what I mean? And we don't need to do shit big first. We can crawl before we walk before we run, earn each other's respect, earn each other's value, and earn each other's appreciation and friendship, or at least good business colleagues, and then we go to work. You know what I mean? So wherever that is, whenever that is fine, man. We're here. If we're still alive and you're ready to do it, we'll be there, man. So appreciate you guys, man. Love and respect. Yeah, thank you. Any last words you want to say?
Just everybody, thanks for coming out to the MJBiz Con, and people like you, 40 Tons, and look up Ramshead Canna on Instagram and check us out. Jorel Decker, Richard Yarber.
And even if you're just someone who likes to smoke weed, if you need it like medically or recreationally, if you smoke weed, you need to support, companies like this, because you're sitting there smoking a joint in your living room. Some dude's in prison for doing the same exact thing. So if you just enjoy cannabis, you need to be supporting people like 40 Tons. Out.
Day Savers is super excited to announce the partnership with 40 Tons on the 40 Tons Cones for a Cause edition, where 10% of proceeds go to the 40 Tons Foundation. This is on top of our existing Cones for a Cause charity line of cones, which started with the USA tipped cones, which go to veterans cannabis related charities, as well as the rainbow tipped flag cones, which go to LGBTQ pride related charity. Each pack of the Cones for a Cause come with 3 109 millimeter king size cones, and is with all Day Savers products These are all carefully tested for heavy metals, pesticides, and microbials. If you're a retailer already carrying 40 tons products, you're definitely going to want to carry the 40 tons cones for a cause edition to sell to your consumers, as well as the USA Veterans editions, as well as the Rainbow Pride Tip edition. If you have any questions, these are all available for sale on daysavers.com. Please call or email us with any needs that you have.